I poisoned my sister's perfect life with a single email, the kind that unravels empires built on lies, and watched from the shadows as her world crumbled like dry leaves under boot heels. It started over a goddamn Thanksgiving turkey. But don't let that fool you. Roots of that rot went back 20 years. Buried deeper than the family secrets we'd all sworn to keep. My kids, starving at that table while hers picked at the bones, weren't the first casualties. They were just the spark that finally lit the fuse I'd been nursing in the dark corners of my soul. You think family dinners are sacred? Bullshit. In the heartland of Ohio, where cornfields stretch like accusations under endless skies, they're battlegrounds disguised as potlucks. It was November 2024. The air crisp with that fake holiday cheer. And we'd gathered at my parents' split-level ranch in Dayton. Mom's kitchen smelled like sage and regret, the kind that clings to your skin long after you've washed the dishes. I'd driven 3 hours from Columbus with my twins, Ellie and Jack, 8 years old and all gangly limbs and hopeful eyes. Their backpacks stuffed with drawings from school, turkeys with googly eyes, pilgrims in crayon chaos. My husband,
Tom,
stayed home nursing a flu. He'd always been the steady one, the guy who smoothed my edges when family shit hit the fan. But this time, I went alone. Big mistake. Dad fired up the grill out back, even though it was 40 degrees, because that's how we do it, stubborn as the Rust Belt itself. Mom fluttered around, her apron tied too tight, barking orders like a drill sergeant on decoff. Melanie, set the table.
Sarah,
Help with the pies.
Sarah,
My sister. The golden child. The one who could do no wrong. Who breezed in from her McMansion in Cincinnati with her husband, Brad, some tech bro with a Tesla and a comb-over, and her 2 perfect spawn, Lily and Max, 10 and 7, dressed like they were auditioning for a Gap ad. We'd been rivals since the womb, Sarah and me, fraternal twins, but worlds apart. She was the charmer, the one who got straight A's without cracking a book, who dated the quarterback while I buried myself in library stacks. But it wasn't jealousy. Not really. It was the secret we'd shared, the one that bound us like barbed wire. 20 years ago, senior year at Wright State, Sarah got knocked up by her sleazy poli-sci prof. A mistake, she called it, but one that could have tanked her Ivy League dreams, Harvard Law on a full ride. So I did what any sister would. I took the fall. Faked a pregnancy, wore the baggy sweaters, fielded the whispers. When my baby vanished into adoption papers, it was Sarah who walked across that stage in cap and gown, her belly flat as a promise. Mom and Dad never knew. They thought it was my wild phase, my screw-up. I carried that weight alone. For her. For family. Fast forward to that dinner. The table groaned under the spread, turkey carved golden, green beans slick with bacon grease, cranberry sauce from a can because Mom's too proud for the homemade stuff that always flops. We said grace, Dad's voice rumbling like a freight train, thanking God for another year of blessings. Even if the Bengals suck. Laughter rippled. Easy and false. Then the kids. Always the kids first, that's the rule. Or so Mom decreed. But not mine. No. Sarah's brats got the prime cuts. The legs and wings still juicy, piled high like they were royalty. Lily picked at hers daintily. Max shoveled it in with both fists. Ellie and Jack, they got the scraps. The dry breast meat scraped from the carcass. Mashed potatoes congealing into glue. There's plenty, Mom cooed, patting Jack's hand as he stared at his plate like it had personally betrayed him. Melanie's kids don't mind waiting. They're tough. Like their mama.
Tough. Yeah.
That's me. Melanie Hargrove. 38. Divorced, wait.
No.
Separated. But close enough. Working double shifts at the hospital as an ER nurse. Stitching up the fallout from bar fights and overdoses while Sarah lunches with influencers. I watched my kids push food around, their little faces crumpling, and something inside me snapped like a brittle bone. Not a scream.
Not yet.
Just a quiet fork clatter. Why do they always eat last? I said, voice low, but it cut the room like a scalpel. Sarah smirked, wiping Max's chin with her napkin.
Oh, Mel.
Don't be dramatic. It's just tradition. The older grandkids get first dibs, builds character for the little ones. Character. As if her Lily hadn't thrown a tantrum last Easter over a broken peep. Dad chuckled. Awkward. Girls. Pass the gravy.
But Mom?
She fixed me with that look. The one that said you're the problem. Always have been. We've done it this way forever. Sarah's kids are polite about it. Polite. My blood boiled. Hot as the coffee I'd chugged to stay awake on night shifts. Ellie whispered, Mommy, I'm still hungry, and that was it. The dam broke. I stood, chair screeching, and yanked the turkey platter toward me. Fuck tradition, I hissed, loud enough for the neighbors to hear through the screen door. Gasps all around, Mom's hand to her mouth, Dad's fork frozen midair. Sarah's eyes widened, then narrowed. That calculating glint I'd seen since we were kids swapping Barbies. I carved off the biggest drumstick, slapped it on Ellie's plate.
Eat.
Baby. You deserve better than scraps. The room went tomb silent, save for the tick of the cuckoo clock. Lily started to cry, fake, theatrical, and Sarah leaped to her defense. Melanie, what the hell? You're embarrassing everyone. Embarrassing. Like I hadn't spent 2 decades being the family punchline. I laughed, bitter as black coffee. Me? I'm the one feeding my kids. What's theirs? You want to talk embarrassment? How about the time you let me take the heat for your professor's bastard? It slipped out. The secret, that buried bomb, detonating right there over pie crust. Mom's face drained white.
What?
What are you talking about? Dad's jaw slackened. Sarah shot me a look that could curdle milk, pure venom. Mel. Shut up. You don't know what you're saying. But I did. And in that moment, with my kids finally chewing triumphantly, I realized this wasn't about dinner. It was about every slight, every stolen chance, every time I'd bent so she wouldn't break. Revenge? It tasted like the first real bite after famine. That night, after the awkward hugs and we'll talk later bullshit, I bundled the twins into the minivan, their bellies full for once, and peeled out of the driveway. Sarah texted, "You're dead to me."
Good.
Dead was better than invisible. Back in my cramped apartment off High Street, Tom was waiting with ginger ale and sympathy. "Rough night?" he asked, pulling me into his arms. I told him everything, the dinner, the outburst, the secret spilling like spilled wine. He held me tighter. "You should have done it years ago." Maybe.
But now?
The war was on. I didn't sleep. Instead, I paced the linoleum, phone in hand, scrolling through old emails, photos, the digital detritus of our shared life. Sarah's LinkedIn glowed with success. Partner at a boutique firm. TEDx talks on empowering women in law. Mine? A profile pic from nursing school. Outdated and dusty. But I had receipts. Screenshots from that year. Her drunk confessions. The forged doctor's notes I'd signed in her name. And deeper, the adoption agency records I'd kept. Just in case. Blackmail? No. Justice. I drafted the email at 3 a.m., fingers flying, to Mom,
Dad,
and the family lawyer. Here's the truth about my lost baby. Sarah's the mom. I covered for her. Happy Thanksgiving. I hovered over send, heart hammering like a jackrabbit.
delete,
Or deliver. The twins' soft snores from the next room decided it.
send,
Then I crashed, dreaming of drumsticks and daggers. Morning brought fallout. Mom's call at dawn. Melanie Renee Hargrove. What have you done? Voice cracking. Like I'd murdered the dog. Dad in the background. We need to talk.
now,
Sarah? Radio silence. But I knew her. Wheels turning. Plots hatching. She was the chess master. I was the pawn who'd just flipped the board. By noon, the texts flooded. Aunts. Uncles. Cousins I'd ghosted years ago. Is it true? How could she? You're brave.
Mel, brave,
Or vengeful. The line blurred. Tom made pancakes. Extra syrup for the kids. And whispered, "This is just the start. Isn't it?" I nodded, sipping coffee black as my mood.
yeah,
Because Sarah didn't fight fair. Never had. That afternoon, she showed up unannounced, pounding on my door like the repo man. Lily and Max in tow, looking bewildered in their monogrammed coats. "We need to talk," she said through the peephole. Voice honey over razor wire. I let her in curiosity. Or masochism. The kids played with Ellie and Jack. Oblivious. Building Lego empires on the rug. Sarah cornered me in the kitchen. Eyes blazing. "You think this fixes anything? Dragging up ancient history? Mom's a wreck. Dad won't speak to me." "Good." I shot back. Pouring wine, screw the clock. "How's it feel to eat scraps for once?" She laughed. Sharp and unamused. Always the victim.
Mel,
That baby? It was a mistake. You offered to help. And now you're playing martyr over a fucking chicken leg. Offered. As if I'd volunteered for the scarlet letter. You owe me.
Sarah,
20 years of silence while you built your castle on my ruins. Her face twisted. Hurt? Guilt?
not,
Calculation.
fine,
What do you want? Money? A job hookup? Name it. Tempting. But no. I want you to feel it. The way I did. Invisible. Unwanted. She leaned in, voice dropping to that lawyer purr. Careful.
sis,
Dig too deep. And you'll bury us both. Then she scooped up her kids, left a chill in her wake. The door clicked shut, and I poured another glass. Buried us both? Bring it. The next week blurred into a haze of shifts and spite. At the ER, I triaged gunshot wounds from a gang skirmish in East Dayton, kids no older than my twins, bleeding out over turf wars they didn't start. It fueled the fire. If I could save strangers from their own messes, why not gut my own family from the inside? Mom called daily, tears in her voice, begging for clarity. Dad sent a single text, family meeting Sunday. No excuses. Sarah? Crickets. But I caught her on Insta stories, brunch at the precinct, all mimosas and grateful for my tribe, subtweeting me without mercy. Tom saw the storm brewing. "Don't let her bait you," he'd say, rubbing my shoulders after the kids were down. But bait she did. A mutual cousin forwarded an email chain, Sarah to the family group, spinning it smooth as silk. Mel's always struggled with boundaries, stress from work.
Maybe?
Let's support her. Not judge. Support. Like I was the alcoholic aunt at weddings. I forwarded it to my lawyer, a pro bono shark from the hospital's women's network, with a note, dig into Sarah's firm. Conflicts of interest? Revenge wasn't a sprint. It was a marathon with pit stops at betrayal junctions. I started small. Posted an old photo on Facebook, me at 18, bloated in a maternity dress. Caption: the sacrifices we make for love. Family first, truth hurts. Likes poured in from high school ghosts. Comments like knives. Wait, that was you? Sarah's profile went dark. Blocked me.
Probably. Good.
Let her stew. Sunday loomed like a guillotine. The drive to Dayton felt longer. The twins chattering about Santa while I white-knuckled the wheel. Tom's flu lingered. He stayed back again, promising soup when I returned. Mom greeted us at the door. Eyes puffy. Casserole in oven, tuna noodle. Her go-to for crises. Dad paced the living room, flannel shirt untucked, looking every bit the retired GM line worker adrift without his assembly line. Sarah arrived last, Brad in tow like a shield, her face a mask of contrition. No kids this time. Smart move. We sat in the den, the one with the itchy plaid couch and Dad's gun safe humming in the corner, hunting rifles. Unloaded, but symbols all the same. Mom passed coffee, hands shaking. Let's just hear everyone out. Dad cleared his throat. Melanie, you dropped a bomb. Sarah says it's exaggerated. Exaggerated. I laughed, the sound echoing off the wood paneling. Ask her about Professor Hale. Room 204. Fall semester 04. The affair. The pregnancy test I peed on for her. Sarah's composure cracked. Just a hair. It was consensual.
Mel.
And yes, I panicked. You were always the strong one. I needed that shot at Harvard. Strong, I echoed, tasting bile. I dropped out for a semester. Worked doubles at Bob Evans to pay for my medical bills. While you partied in Cambridge, Brad shifted. Uncomfortable. This is ancient history. Can't we move on?
Move on.
As if. Mom wiped her eyes. Why didn't you tell us? Girls, we could've. I don't know. Helped. Because Sarah begged. Please.
Mel.
They'll disown me. Ruin everything. And I loved her. Or thought I did. That twisted twin bond. Stronger than sense. She made me promise, I said softly. For family. Dad slammed his mug down. Coffee sloshing. God damn it. Both of you, liars. But Melanie, you held this grudge for decades. Over what? A baby you gave up. Not just the baby. The ripple, lost scholarships, delayed nursing school, the string of bad boyfriends who smelled my desperation. And Tom?
The day met in the ER.
Him a paramedic fresh from the Marines. But I'd always wondered if he'd stayed for pity. It wasn't a grudge, I lied. It was survival. Until last week, when my kids got the scraps again. Like they're less because I'm less. Sarah leaned forward, eyes glistening, crocodile tears. I'm sorry. Okay? Truly. I owe you. But this public shaming? It's killing me at work. Clients whispering. Partners side-eyeing.
Good.
Let them. But Dad wasn't buying. Enough. Apologies all around, or no more holidays. We're Hargroves, we stick. Stick. Like glue on a broken vase. We mumbled sorries. The air thick as fog off the great Miami River. Hugs at the door felt like straitjackets. Driving home, Ellie asked, Did Grandma hate us?
No.
Baby. Just me. Monday brought the counterpunch. My phone buzzed during rounds and nurse pal. Mel? HR wants to see you. Something about a complaint.
Panic spiked.
Sarah? I marched to the office. Badge clipped like armor. Director Klein. A no-nonsense broad from Philly. Slid a folder across. Anonymous tip. Says you've got a history of instability, family drama bleeding into work. Mentions a recent outburst that went viral in your circles. Viral.
Shit.
That Facebook post? Or worse. Someone screenshotted the family chat. It's bullshit, I snapped. Personal vendetta. She nodded. Sympathetic but steely. I believe you. But protocol. Mandatory leave. 2 weeks.
Paid.
Get your house in order.
Leave.
Unpaid after that.
Probably.
I stormed out, texting Tom. Fired? Suspended. Sarah's doing. His reply, fight it. Love you.
Fight. Yeah.
That night, after tucking the kids with stories of warrior queens, I cracked a bottle of cab and dove into the rabbit hole. Sarah's firm, Hargrove and Associates, no relation. Ironic, specialized in family law. Adoption cases. Custody battles. I Googled her cases. Public records unredacted. Dozens of moms she'd shredded in court, painting them unstable to swing for daddies with deeper pockets. One name jumped. Elena Vasquez. 2019. Lost her kids over erratic behavior. Echoes of me.
Deeper dig.
Via a burner account on a legal forum. Whispers of Sarah coaching clients to fake evidence. Burying inconvenient truths. Like she buried hers. By dawn, I had a list. 5 women. All burned by her. I emailed them. Anonymous. No, Sarah Hargrove. She has secrets. Want to share? Responses trickled. Hell yes. She ruined me. A virtual coven formed. Ghosts rising. We swapped stories, pieced her empire's cracks. One had emails, Sarah admitting to witness tampering. Gold. But Sarah smelled blood. She called Thursday. Voice syrupy. Heard about your leave. Tough break. Need a reference? I laughed into the receiver. From the queen of character assassination? Pass. Mel. Stop. This escalation? It's beneath you. Beneath me? Like faking a pregnancy was beneath you? Silence. Then, meet me. Neutral ground. The old diner on 75. Tomorrow.
Noon.
Truce talks.
Truce.
Or trap. I agreed. Stomach nodded. Tom protested. Don't go alone. But I had to. Twins of the soul. Drawn like magnets to collision. The diner was a relic. Chrome stools. Jukebox crooning Patsy Cline. Coffee bitter as grudges. Sarah slid into the booth. Power suit screaming money. Menu unopened. Pancakes, she asked, like we were sorority sisters.
Cut the crap, I said.
You sicked HR on me. She blinked. Innocent.
Me?
I'd never.
But.
If I did, it's because you're unraveling.
Mel.
That post? The emails to Mom? It's harassment. Harassment. My turn to lean in. And your tip? Payback for the truth. Her smile faded. Truth is subjective. Remember the car accident? Junior year. When you totaled Dad's Buick. I took the blame, said I was driving. Grounded for a month, so you could make prom committee. The accident. I'd been drunk. Stupid. Nearly wrapped around a pole. She covered, yes. But quid pro quo? One lie for 20? Not even. She sighed. Theatrical. We're even.
Then.
Call off your dogs. These women you're stirring up. They're cranks.
Cranks.
Like Elena, who lost her boys. Too late. The wheel turns. Her eyes hardened. The flip I knew too well. Ally to adversary in a breath. Push this, and I'll bury you. Full custody for Brad over Tom if you fight dirty. Or worse, tell Tom about your fling during separation.
Fling.
The one-night stand with a coworker. Bourbon-fueled regret.
How?
She'd hacked my phone? You bitch. Family?
Mel.
We protect our own. She tossed cash for coffee. Sauntered out. I sat. Seething. Syrup congealing.
Protect. Yeah. Right.
That night, the coven met virtually Zoom ghosts. Faces pixelated with rage. Elena. She ghosted my appeals. Another. Carla. Falsified docs. We pooled evidence. A digital dossier damning as sin. I volunteered to deliver anonymous packet to her firm's ethics board. But first, a personal gut punch. I drove to Cincinnati that weekend, kids with Tom, parked outside her glass palace. Watched her kiss Brad goodbye. All domestic bliss. Then, spray paint on her mailbox, truth eater.
Petty?
Hell yes. But it felt like exhaling. Monday. The board got the packet, FedEx. No return. By Tuesday, Sarah's LinkedIn updated. On sabbatical. Excited for new chapters. Sabbatical. Or suspension. Mom called. Frantic. Sarah's quitting? What did you do?
Nothing. I lied.
Karma. Dad. This family's imploding. Stop. But I couldn't. The high was addictive. Sharper than any painkiller in the med cart. Tom noticed. Pulling me aside after dinner. Spaghetti. Kid's favorite. You're scaring me.
Mel. This isn't you. It was.
The me I'd caged for years. She started it, I whispered. With that baby. He cupped my face. And ends it how? Ruins. Question of the hour. But the next flip came swift. Sarah's email to the family. CCing me. Melanie's unstable. Planting stories. Vandalizing property. I fear for the kids. Attached, my police report from the fling night. DUI stop. Charges dropped. But damning. Unstable. The word echoed. A noose tightening. HR called. Extension on leave. Tom's eyes questioned over breakfast. Even Ellie. Mommy sad? I broke then. Sobbing in the shower. Water scalding. Was I the villain? Saving my kids from scraps, only to feed them chaos?
No.
Wednesday. Resolve hardened. I met the coven in person, a dive bar in Kivington. Across the river. Neon buzzing like nerves. 5 women. Stories weaving a tapestry of her deceit. Elena hugged me. You're giving us voice. We toasted with cheap Merlot to fallen queens. But Sarah anticipated. That night, porch light flickering, an envelope under my door. Inside, ultrasound photo. Faded, her baby. Note, he's looking for you. Call off. Or he learns his aunt lied. Twist of the knife.
The boy.
Now 20, adopted to some couple in Seattle. I'd signed away rights, but curiosity gnawed. Her son. My nephew. Sort of. Blackmail. Flipped again. I dialed Tom. Voice steady. Pack the kids. We're going to my sister's for real this time. Cincinnati sprawled under sodium lights. A river city pulsing with hidden currents, much like the Ohio snaking black beside it. I didn't call ahead. Surprise was my new weapon.
Tom drove.
Twins asleep in the back. Their car seats like thrones in this coup. You sure? He murmured. Hand on my knee.
No.
But certainty was for fools. Sarah's McMansion glowed in the hills. A monument to her machinations. 4 beds. 3 baths. Infinity pool she'd Instagrammed to death. We pulled up at midnight. Gravel crunching like bones. Brad answered the door in boxers. Bleary-eyed. Mel? What the? Family emergency, I said, brushing past. Tom corralled the kids inside. Ellie rubbing eyes. Auntie Sarah's house? With the big TV?
Yeah. Kiddo.
Candy-coated poison. Sarah emerged from the master. Silk robe cinched. Hair tousled like a crime scene. Melanie. This is insane. It's late. Insane? Like framing me as unfit. I waved the envelope. Ultrasound mocking us both. Or threatening to out me to your son? Her face paled. Genuine this time, no mask could hide that. Brad hovered.
Confused.
Son? What son? The flip. Sarah's eyes darted to him. Pleading. Babe. It's nothing. Old drama. Nothing. He backed up. Hands up. You said the family stuff was settled. Lily and Max stirred upstairs. Whimpers filtering down.
Chaos. My gift.
I pressed. Tell him. Sarah.
About the baby.
The cover-up. All of it. She whirled on me. Whisper hiss. You're destroying everything. Good. Welcome to my world. Tom settled the twins on the leather sectional. Cartoons flickering on the flat screen to muffle the meltdown. Brad stormed to the kitchen, yanking beers from the Sub-Zero. 20 years married. And now this? Kids from an affair. Not an affair, Sarah snapped. Then softened. The chameleon shift. A mistake.
Brad.
Before you. Melanie helped covered so I could build this. Gesture sweeping the marble island. The Sub-Zero.
Us.
Helped. He laughed.
Hollow.
By lying to your parents? To me. I chimed in. Salt and wounds. She built on my back. And now, she's burning mine. The dam broke. Sarah sobbed real. Wrenching, collapsing onto a bar stool. I was scared. Okay? Young. Stupid. Mel was the rock. I love this life. But I love you too. To Brad. eyes beseeching. He softened. The flip's victim. Handed her a beer. We talk. Tomorrow. Clean.
Clean.
As if. I nodded to Tom. Time. We're staying. Guest room. Family reconciliation. Sarah's glare could melt steel. But exhaustion won.
Fine.
But this ends.
Mel.
No more games.
Games.
My life was the board, she the cheat. Upstairs, the guest suite smelled of lavender, her scent. Invasive. Twins crashed on the king. Tom and I staring at the ceiling fan's lazy spin. This is nuts, he whispered.
But.
Proud of you. Standing up.
Proud.
Or terrified. Sleep evaded. Mind racing replays. Her threats. The dossier.
The boy.
By dawn. Plan crystallized. Breakfast was a minefield. Pancakes for all. But tensions thick as batter. Lily eyed Ellie warily. Max shared trucks with Jack. Innocent bridges. Sarah avoided my gaze. Buttering toast like a ritual. Brad, silent sentinel. Post-meal. I cornered her in the sunroom. Glass walls framing manicured lawns. The sabbatical? Ethics probe. She stiffened. You sent that packet. Jesus. Mel. Justice. Those women deserve their truths. Truths. She spun. Fire reignited. You think you're Robin Hood? Those victims, half were liars themselves. Deadbeat moms. Abusers. I protected families. Protected. Like she protected hers by sacrificing mine? Spare me. The tampering? That's not protection. It's perjury. Her laugh. Brittle.
Pot. Kettle.
You vandalized my mailbox. That's a crime.
Touché.
But escalation called. Call off your son hunt. Or I tell him everything, how his mom pawned him off. She paled again. You wouldn't. Try me. Truce teetered. Then her phone buzzed. Firm's number. She answered. Voice shifting to pro mode. Yes. Mr. Hargrove, wait.
No.
That's personal. Hung up. Ashen. They're auditing my cases. Full review. Karma's bite. I almost pitted her. Almost. Fix it. Apologize to those women. Publicly. Never. But doubt flickered. The flip. Vulnerability. What if we team up against the board? I know their weak spots. Team up. After everything? Tempting. The devil's bargain. Why? Because we're blood. And without you, I'm lost.
Blood.
Thicker than lies? I mulled, watching her through the glass. Reflection warped. One condition. Full confession. To Mom.
Dad.
The boy. She nodded. Slow.
Deal.
Dangerous. Trusting the serpent. But the high returned. Electric. Tom caught me humming later. Packing the minivan. Truce. Armed, I said. Back in Columbus. The coven buzzed. Probe confirmed. She's toast. Elena, thank you. Melanie. But twists coiled. Friday. A call from Seattle area code. Heart stopped. And Melanie? Young voice. Hesitant. I'm Ethan. Sarah's. Mom said to reach out. Ethan. 20. Voice like gravel under tires. Voice of lost years. Hey.
Kid.
Long time. We talked hours. Awkward.
Raw.
His life. Tech startup in Bellevue. Adopted parents solid, but curious about roots. Sarah's email to him. Your aunt's stirring pots. But here's the truth. Partial truth, her version. Me the villain. He doesn't hate you, Tom said after, holding me as I shook. Confused?
Yeah. Confused.
Like me. But the call ignited mercy? Or more fuel? I texted Sarah. Spoke to him. Your move. Her reply, meeting him tomorrow. Neutral. Join?
Join.
The prodigal reunion. I drove solo. Twins with Tom. Nerves frayed as Ohio highways. Coffee shop in Newport. On the line, neutral as Switzerland. Ethan waited. Lanky. Dark hair, like the prof's. Eyes scanning like mine. Sarah arrived. Poised but frayed. Hugs exchanged stiff. Seismic. We sat. Lattes steaming like unspoken sins. So, Ethan started. Mom, Sarah says you helped with the adoption. Helped. Euphemism of the year. I glanced at her. She nodded. The flip to ally? More than helped. Ethan. I pretended to be the mom. Covered for Sarah so she could chase dreams. His jaw dropped. Coffee forgotten. Why?
Why?
The question of my life.
Love.
Stupid. Blind love. To her. Your turn. She swallowed. Voice small. I was terrified. Abusive home vibes from Hale. He'd have dragged us all down. Mel saved me.
Saved.
Or enabled. Ethan absorbed. Eyes wet. I get it.
Kinda. But. Why now?
The blow-up. I laid it bare. The dinner. The scraps. The snapping. It was the last straw. For all the straws. He nodded. Slow. Family's fucked.
Huh? But.
Thanks. For carrying it.
Carrying.
Absolution? Sarah reached for his hand. He let her. Then mine. Circle closed. Cracked but whole. Driving home. High on catharsis. I thought, endgame. But Sarah texted, board wants my resignation. Help me fight.
Fight.
For her? The serpent whispered. I replied, yes. Fool or savior. Lines blurred. Week blurred into strategy sessions, her office. Takeout tie. Plotting like sisters again. Evidence cherry-picked. Her wins as heroism. My instability as collateral. Tom warned, don't drown saving her. But I dove. Climax brewed. The hearing. Firm conference room. Glass tower views mocking our smallness. Day of, me in borrowed blazer. Sarah in armor suit. Partners grilled. Ethics board suits. Faces like hounds. MS.
Hargrove.
Allegations of falsification in Vasquez case.
She testified.
Smooth. Mischaracterization. Client directed. My turn. Character witness. Sarah's flawed. Like us all. But dedicated. Saved families, mine included. Gasp subtle. The flip, me defending her. Board murmured. Adjourned. Verdict next day, reprimand. No firing. Probation. She hugged me. Tears real. You saved me. Echoes. But victory soured quick. Evening news pinged Tom's phone. Local lawyer probed in custody scandal. Not over. The scandal hit like a Midwest twister, sudden, shredding everything in its path. Channel 10 at 6. Prominent attorney Sarah Hargrove faces renewed scrutiny after whistleblower docs surface. Whistleblower. Not the board, deeper. The coven? Elena's revenge. Or mine unbound. Sarah called hysterical. It's you? Isn't it? After everything.
Me? No.
But doubt seated. Check your allies, I said. Hanging up. Tom paced our kitchen. News droning. Sources claim doctored evidence in multiple cases. Twins oblivious. Coloring Christmas elves. Irony.
Ho ho.
Fallout cascaded. Brad packed a bag that night. Kids in tow. I need space.
Sarah. This.
It's too much. She FaceTimed me from the empty living room. Mascara rivers.
He's gone.
With them. Because of you. Of me, the mirror cracked. You flipped on those women first. Flipped? I built a career. Sobs choked. And now?
Dissolved. Dissolved.
Like our bond. But pity warred with justice. I drove over. Tom protesting. Let her sink.
No.
Sinking alone was her sin. I'd not repeat. Her house echoed. Wine bottles clinking like accusations. We sat on the deck. Infinity pool rippling black. What now? I asked, handing her a corkscrew. She swigged direct. Rebuild. Or burn it down. Eyes wild, the antagonist unmasked. No more flips. Just fracture. Burn. Tempting. But Ethan texted, saw the news. Mom okay?
Mom.
Her. Not me. I forwarded to Sarah. Your son's asking. She softened. Ephemeral.
Tell him.
I'm fighting. Fighting. We did lawyers for her. PR spin. Innocent until proven. But leaks persisted. Affidavits from the coven. Timed like clockwork. Elena's final email to me. She deserved worse. But thanks for the spark. Spark. I'd lit it at that table. Over leftovers. Now inferno. Mom and Dad descended. Packing her boxes. Divorce papers incoming from Brad. We stick, Dad grunted. But eyes accused me. Mom, you girls.
Why? Why?
The eternal. Love, I said again. Twisted. Climax crested mid-December. Snow dusting the river. Sarah's emergency hearing. Public. Packed with reporters. The rubberneckers of American justice. I sat front row. Tom beside. Twins with a sitter. She took the stand. Voice steady at first. I've made errors. But never malice. Prosecutor shredded. Errors like suborning perjury? Or covering a personal scandal that echoes your professional deceit. The baby. Outed in court docs, sealed no more. Gasps rippled. Sarah faltered. Eyes finding mine. Help or judgment. I stood. Unbidden. Objection. Context matters. Chaos. Bailiff yanked me. Judge banged gavel. But the seed planted. Spectacle.
Outside.
Mike's thrust. MS. Hargrove's sister, any comment? I snapped. Family's messy. But truth? It sets you free. Or breaks you.
Breaks.
Viral clip. Debates raging online. Hargrove twins. Villain or victim. Forum split. Melanie's a hero. Exposing corruption. Versus. Jealous hag. ruining her sister's life. Sides drawn. No clear right. Sarah's cunning a shield, my revenge a sword. Both bloodied. Verdict: disbarment pending appeal. Fine stacking. She called from the courthouse steps. Voice ash. You happy now? Happy? Relieved.
Lie.
Hollow as the drumstick platter. Christmas Eve. Ethan arrived. Flight from Seattle. Backpack slung. We gathered at Mom's. Tentative, neutral ground. No turkey. Just ham to avoid triggers. Kids played, cousins now. Bonds fragile. Ethan hugged Sarah stiff. Then me loose. Thanks for whatever this is. Whatever. The twist landed soft. Over eggnog. He pulled a letter, adoptive mom's. Passed down. Your birth mom loved you enough to let go. Forged? No, real. For me. Scrawled in O for panic. Sarah's eyes widened. You kept that?
Yeah.
For him. Or against her. He pocketed it. Smiled faint. Makes sense. Of the mess. Mess. Our legacy. Brad didn't show. Divorce finalized New Year's. Sarah sold the McMansion. Downsized to a condo. Poetic. From palace to prison. She flipped one last time. Therapy couch. Not courtroom. You were right, she admitted over coffee. Months later. I owed you. Still do.
Oh.
But debts paid in blood? My leave ended. Yar welcomed back. No fanfare. Tom proposed again. Rings redone. Simple gold.
Second chances, he said.
I accepted. Twins cheering. But the end? No tidy bow. Ethan visited Summers. Piecing family like a puzzle with missing edges. Forums still debate. My snap heroism or hubris. Sarah rebuilds nonprofit. Ironically, for at-risk moms. Mom and dad? Fractured but mending. Holidays potluck neutral.
Me?
I cook the damn turkey now. Kids first. Always. Revenge tasted sweet at that table. Bitter in the ashes. Worth it? Ask the reader. Pick your side. In America's heartland, where secrets simmer like chili, no one's wholly right. Or wrong. Just human, snapping under the weight. And in quiet nights, staring at the river's gleam, I wonder if I'd pass the platter, let the scraps slide. Would we be whole? Or just another lie, waiting to rot?